following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man them are thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today, but before we get started, let's say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Howdy do, old Astro. I wear long sleeves because my dog has made my arms impossible. His nails are so sharp, and when he leaps off of me, he does such a thrust that his hind legs go into my arms and cuts it. I have all cuts all over my arm. You think I had a hawk instead of a poodle. Hi, baby. How are you?
I love the orange. So what's up, everybody? We got a chat room.
You're an orange. I'm not an orange.
Well, your cup was orange when you popped it open.
Orange.
So
yes.
we want to say hi. Stefan Bell is in the chat room. Cindy Lady Lake is in the chat room. Looks like Dawn is in the chat room. Mike from the Mike Wagner Show is in chat room. I'm not sure who else, but we had a great show for you guys today. We have actor, writer, producer Rich Goteri. I think that's how we pronounce it, coming on the show. And then we have actor, director, producer John Abrahams coming on. Everybody knows him, especially if you like all the horror comedies, because he's big in a lot of comedy films. But Scary Movie is one of the really big movies that everybody knows him from, and it was a huge hit. So it's going to be a lot of fun today. In the meantime, we want to what?
In the meantime, I am very disappointed with Audi, the Audi car company. I bought my Audi TT Roadster Quattro all these years as a classic car. I just registered it as a classic car, which enables me to have classic plates. But my air conditioning has gone. So I went to Audi with the car. And I said, I have a 20-year-old Audi that needs an air conditioning repair job. And they looked at me like I was from Mars or Jupiter. And their faces went like this. And that's what people pay them for. Audi pays these people, 5 of them, 5 in the repair shop, all sitting in a row doing this. Like, nobody's got a 20-year-old Audi. Where did you come from, peasant? So I looked at them and I said, it's a classic, it's registered, and 20 years from now, I'll get over $100,000 for it. And I just looked at them and I said, okay. And I walked out. Oh, no, wait a minute. I said to them, can you repair it? And they said, oh, we don't know if we have parts for it.
That was the big thing.
Audi doesn't have parts for my Audi. So I left, of course. I went home and I posted it on Facebook. And my friend John Vecchio said, go online. There's a million places that repair Audi air conditioners and a million places where you can get the parts. Excuse me. The parts are plentiful. So the bottom line is Audi, in order to get rid of me, because they don't want I can't use the word OLD, I don't like the word, classic car in their repair shop. So that's how they got rid of me. Now, you know, I will never buy another Audi because of them. And I won't, because I'm going to keep this Audi until I'm gone, dead, and then Jimmy will have it, and he'll keep it for as long as he can in great condition, and he will get the $100,000 one day.
It's a beautiful car, you guys. It's a yellow convertible.
Yeah, I mean,
Black
it's
top.
in mint condition. It's like the
Gorgeous.
day I drove it out of the showroom.
And we did find someone who's looking at the air conditioner right now, so we'll find out and report
So
back.
the bottom line is, the next car I buy will be a Bentley. But that is only if I win the lottery. Or if I go back on the streets as a hustler.
Yeah.
I could charge maybe $5 and green stamps.
They don't even have green stamps anymore.
I'll give them anyway. I don't know how many years it'll take me to get the money for a Bentley, but I'll try. But seriously, I love my Audi. You know, it's not like we're poor and we're driving an old car. I mean, we drive a $100,000 Mercedes. You know,
It's not 100, but that's
How
close.
much?
80.
80,000, excuse me for a couple of thousand, $80,000 Mercedes ain't exactly cheap. So it's not like we're poor. It's because I love this car and I like to have classic cars. We don't need two fancy schmancy cars in the family. We have the big bus that he drives, that ugly thing.
I love it. A lot of
I don't
people-
care for the big Mercedes thing that he drives. First of all, I don't know how to work it. It's got so many damn buttons and dials, and you got to talk to it and kiss it and play with it and tickle it. Get out of here. I like my car. I put the key in it, turn it, hit the gas, boom.
He doesn't like all the computer stuff.
No,
in
my
new cars.
car gets to 60 in like a second because it's a quadro, four-barrel car. Anyway, so much for Audi, so much for my car. Also, I found out that Eisenhower Hospital is really Kaiser Permanente. A couple of years ago, they merged. So that's why Eisenhower Hospital has gone down the drain. Because when it was a private hospital, it was wonderful. It was kept beautifully, and everybody, all the personnel were. It was the patient that was the most important thing. And the patient was always right, no matter what. Now the patient is just treated like something that just snuck in over the border.
Anyway, we have a couple announcements. Number one, we want to say hi to the people in the chat room. So Cindy Lady Lake is in there. Stefan Bell is in there. Don Hinton is in there. Hub Reynolds is in there. Hub just joined us. Hey, Hub, how you doing?
Hub.
They're saying that the medical in the United States now is a joke.
Well,
which is
because
terrible.
we don't have enough doctors.
Yes.
And they're bringing in doctors from all over the world that don't have adequate education. They're not like the doctor. Years ago, you got a Jewish doctor, you got the best doctor, because Jews are the smartest people in the world. And when they're doctors, they're the most thorough doctors and the very best.
In good bedside manner, too.
Huh?
In good bedside manner.
And good bedside manners, right? And a great sense of humor. And they like a dirty joke every now and then. But today we have all these third world people working in the hospitals that don't have a sense of humor. Half the time they don't know what you're saying. And when you go in the operating room, you're really frightened to think maybe they don't quite understand what the doctor needs or wants, and you could die on the table. So people today are really reluctant on having surgeries and doing a lot of things they did 20 years ago. We have a problem here. We definitely need more nurses, American, and more doctors, American. So when the patient speaks to the doctor, we understand them. Many of these doctors, they speak with an accent, and you have no idea what they're saying. So how can you agree to a surgery or something that's wrong with you if you don't quite understand it? I'm not saying that people from foreign countries shouldn't come here. My father was from Italy. He didn't speak English. He came here, learned English, and spoke it. And the same thing with doctors and nurses. Learn to speak the language of the country you're working in. That's very vital.
Anyway.
So that's a story. That's a problem with today. There's a lot of problems with today. Gasoline just went up $5.59 a gallon. So we're almost at the $6 mark here in Palm Springs.
Actually, in California, it's at $7.29 in a lot of places. I saw a thing.
$7.29.
Mike Wagner says that he's had a bunch of doctors on his show, and they're frustrated with the symptoms. Some of them even tell you that they only have 15 minutes to meet with the patient, and if they spend too much time, they get fined.
Was it?
They get fined if they spend too much time with the patient.
Oh, that's hideous. What's going on in this country?
And hi,
What
and we
the
want to
hell is
welcome
happening?
Doris and Horst. I'm not sure who they are exactly, but they're in the chat room, and their friends, I think, of Dawn's have joined us. Hey, Doris. Hey, Horst. It's very nice for you to join. Thank you so much. We're going to have a really good show today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also want to make an announcement, which we'll have to make a couple of times.
You know, a lot of people came from all over. The Shah of Iran, when he found out he had cancer, he came to the New York hospital. Okay, the Shah of Iran, one of the richest men in the world, could have gone anywhere to any hospital, and he chose New York City Hospital, which is a welfare hospital. It's a city hospital for the poor people. But the doctors there are so supreme that the Shah went there to treat his cancer.
We want to mention, too, so Doris and Horst are friends of B. Claudia. One of them is her cousin, and they're in the northern Germany on vacation, and they tuned in with B to listen to the show. So welcome to the show, you guys.
I hope you understand us. I'll speak slowly.
No, we're good. And so we want to tell everybody we're not going to have a live show next week. We are doing a little project that, unfortunately, like everything else, we're not allowed to say what we're doing.
I'm working.
But he's working, and
I'll just give you a hint. I play a 21-year-old muscle-bound stripper who has an affair with an 80-year-old woman who used to be a man.
Anyway, we're going to have a rerun. It'll be either last week's
not
show.
Really. Don't believe that.
It'll either be last week's show.
Don't spread that around.
It'll be last week's show or this week's show, one of the two, and then we'll be back live again on the 22nd, which is the following week.
No, I'm in a movie with Jason Statham, and he plays a gay guy, and he and I are in bed together making love.
Yeah,
for the weekend.
Yeah. All right. We want to tell everybody. We want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. You can listen to us on Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. And
I want to say,
wait, let me finish.
Okay.
We would love it if you guys would listen on either Red Circle or on Apple Podcasts, because let's face it, everybody who listens here, we get paid something. So we would love to get paid. So please listen on one of those two platforms.
Also, my dear friend, Julian Schlossberg has a wonderful talk show called Movie Talk. And today he is interviewing Ingrid Bergman's daughter for Mother's Day. And that is Isabella Rossellini, who I love, adore, and never miss a performance of. Not only is she a beauty, a great model, a great actress, but she's also an Italian. And she's her mother. She sounds like her mother. She looks like Ingrid. So listen in, Julian Schlossberg.
You guys know Julian. We've had him on the show several times.
You always, did your mother teach you manners?
No, but you got to speed things up.
I can't speed things up. I'm 100. When people are speaking, it's rude to.
Anyway, you guys know Julian. He's been on the show. He was one of our really popular shows.
It's a wonderful. Do not miss the show today or any day. His show is fabulous. Where he gets his guests from and how he gets them, I don't know. But I wish I knew so I could get them as well. He gets only the top people, the most famous, important actors or people in the world.
Well, he's been a producer for 50 years.
Well, he is. He's one of Broadway's top producers. I mean, he's produced everything.
So we have some great guests coming on today, you guys. The first guest is coming. He's in the green room, so we're going to bring him on. Let's go ahead and bring him on, Juan. Let's make sure we can hear him. Uh-oh. Oh, Rich fell off. Oh, there you
go. Got nervous for a second, fellas. Hold on a second. There you go. How are you?
So you're back. So, Rich, I have a question. How do I pronounce your last name? Gautieri?
Yes, sir.
Gautieri. Okay.
What's with you guys with these beards? Now, that beard years ago when I was a kid was called a pussy bumper.
Well, I'll take that.
I'll take it.
That's what it was called, a pussy bumper. I'm sorry.
I had a full beard. I just did a movie, and they cut it down, so I just left it.
No, but everybody I see today has hair on their face. And I say don't, because your good looks don't show through when you have hair on your face, and no one can identify you because you all look alike. The Abraham Lincoln.
It tells me the same thing, and I've had a beard for 10 years.
Yeah, but I know what Jimmy looks like. That's why I say keep the beard.
Hair or no hair is going to help this face. Believe me, guys. It's I have the perfect face for radio, so I understand that going in. So it can't really hurt. It really can't.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, writer, and producer Rich Gotiri. Hello and welcome to the show.
You're
Thank
Italian.
you, guys. I am
No.
Italian. Yes, sir.
He's from Brooklyn. Oh, wait. This is my cool, outrageous
listen.
man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Stop it. You're from Brooklyn and Italian? Let's kiss. The best people are Italian from Brooklyn. Oh, don't you agree?
Of course. It's not even you can't even negotiate that.
And you can't beat the Italian food or the pizza in Brooklyn or the bagels in Brooklyn.
The best. When I lived in LA for a number of years, could not get a great bagel or a piece of pizza to save my life. But I'm also spoiled.
Or Chinese food.
food.
You can't get Chinese food. It
The,
sucks here.
the pizza's like rubber, and the bagel is like
Also like rubber.
rubber. Everything is. They say it's the water. So I said, well, stop getting the water from the LA River and try getting it from the reservoir.
So wait a second, because we're in Palm Springs. Where do you live now?
I'm in Michigan right now. We have a cabin up here, and that's where I'm at right now.
Oh,
Okay, no, that's cool.
That's so romantic. A cabin.
But
in
wait, where do you?
Michigan.
But where do you actually live if you're not at the cabin? Do you live in New York or LA?
I live in Detroit.
Detroit. Ah, okay.
Yeah, because I came here to start Second City, to work at Second City a number of years ago, and for 8 weeks, and I stayed for 10 years, and met my wife here. We had 3 children. We had to make a decision if we were going to go to New York or go back to LA. And we stayed here, and it's probably the best. When it's work, I travel, so I'm the one who hits the road to do films or TV. So it's been great. Midwest is beautiful, yeah, and close to Chicago for work also.
So we have a chat room with a bunch of people filling it up. So just say hi to
Still,
everybody
Mike,
in the
still-
chat room.
Hi, chat room. How are you guys?
Rich, still, it's not Brooklyn. There's no place like Brooklyn. Growing up in Brooklyn, everybody was loving and caring. The neighbors were friends. The neighborhood was safe. It was a beautiful place and a beautiful time. We live
You're
in
from Brooklyn, Ron?
I'm from Red Hook. What are you talking about? You can't
That's
get
why I
more
was-
Brooklyn. Can't get more Brooklyn than Red
That's where
Hook.
you're from too, Red Hook.
I was born in Methodist Hospital.
I was born in Long Island Hospital.
Okay.
In Brooklyn, the Long Island Hospital in Flatbush, in 1940, when Brooklyn was primitive still. But I go back often just to get my accent back, because sometimes I start to sound like a Palm Springs fruit. You know,
You don't want that.
you know how they talk out here? They all talk like girls. This is how they talk, just like girls.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I'll never work if I talk like that, because I get hired in movies to play always New York people.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Because
they Midwest is very quiet compared to Brooklyn. You know, I can't tell you the last time I found a body in a trunk. I mean, none of that stuff goes on here. It's real quiet. It's very quiet, especially in the cabin.
and that's a myth, because I remember Brooklyn when you could walk the streets at 4 a.m. and never worry about being anything, you know, because the people, I wouldn't worry because there was enough clubs along the way, 13th Avenue, all the mafia clubs. If I walked down and somebody jumped me, there'd be 10 guys with a gun from the club protecting or helping you. So
we grew up with the doors unlocked.
What was that?
We didn't lock our doors some nights in Brooklyn.
No, how could you lock your door when you were playing all day? You were in and out of the house. You had to go in for water. You had to go in to pee. You had to go in to get something to eat when you ran outside to play hide and seek or crackers or stickball.
Yeah.
Come on, it was a great life.
My kids grew up in. I'm sorry. I was going to say my kids grew up in. My kids grew up in the suburbs, and they haven't. I can't explain to them the way I grew up. It's to some extent you can't really explain it until you did it. So.
Yeah, but both my daughters were raised in suburbia, and they love my stories. And they say, "Daddy, I wish that we were around in those days." I said, "Well, if you were around in those days, and I would have been making it with my daughter." No. I mean, I'm your father. How could you be around in those days?
That's hysterical.
That's an impossibility. Incest,
God, yes,
incest is not best. But
yes,
So how do you like living in Detroit? Isn't Eminem from Detroit?
yeah. He's from here. It's amazing here. It's when I first came here in '94, it was very it was desolate. I mean, there was nothing. We had Second City Theater and the Fox Theater and the State Theater. That was really it.
well, you live
And
in a little town.
Huh?
You don't live in Detroit City.
I lived in Detroit City for many years. Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you-
Right now we're 25 minutes from Detroit, where I have our house. But the in the last 30 years, it's just been amazing. We have casinos down there. We have sports. All our sports are down there now. It's really been amazing. We just had the NFL draft here. 750,000 people in 3 days. I mean, it was unbelievable.
I watched that
You
on
know,
TikTok.
Diana Ross is from Detroit.
A lot of famous people from Stevie Wonder. I mean, this is a ton of people. Michael Jackson.
Dionne Warwick also is Detroit, and quite a few of the black singers are from Detroit.
I love
Yeah.
it.
The
So
great-
do they make
the great
movies?
singers?
Do they make movies in Detroit at all, or no?
Yeah, we make movies here. At one point, we had the highest tax incentive in the country, and we were at 44% or 42%. And that lasted for 3 years, and now we lost it. We had new government come in, we lost it, and now it's been around 10 years since we've had one. We still make movies here, but now what's going on is we're trying to get it back. So we're in the final stages now of getting it back. So it was great for 3 years. I didn't have to leave anywhere to do work. It was all here.
So, because you failed at being a ballet dancer for the Met,
Yes.
after they told you you stink as a ballet dancer because you made a hole in the stage and you did a pirouette,
Yes,
but-
it wouldn't be good for me.
what made you become a whatever you are? Let's hear about it.
Actor, writer,
No,
producer.
shut up. No, Rich,
That's okay.
this is our guest, Rich. You're Jimmy.
I know, and he's an actor, writer, producer.
Yeah, but we don't need you to
I know,
be,
but I have it all
you
broken
don't have
down
to
the way
be
I
his
want to talk
ventrilo-
about it.
you don't have to be his ventriloquist.
Anyway, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
we're married, Rich. It's okay.
It's all good. No, I know. Frozen.
I'm allowed
That's me. Oh, you go back. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. I started at 16 as a stand-up comic, and I did that for 2 years. And then when I was 18, I got into the Strasberg Institute, and I was there for a number of years, and just started going from there. And I started acting and writing and producing and playwriting. And from there, I went to Los Angeles, worked there for a number of years, then worked with Second City out there, and then came here. That's it in a nutshell. The deeper thing is I've been doing it for 40-something years now, so professionally. So it's
It
been a
came,
while.
it came easy for you.
A lot of hard work, but
Work.
it's like people say, if you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's not true. You work harder, I think.
You're right about
You
that.
know, I like it when they say sometimes Ron Russell, a newcomer to film. I
Yeah,
start to laugh because I've been doing it for 46 years.
No, 60.
right.
64 years.
64, yeah.
I'm 84 years old. So 64 years I've been doing it. They say newcomer Ron Russell. I love that one.
Did you just say you're 84 years old?
Yes.
I'm 84 years
He
old.
will be
I
in
will
2
be
weeks.
In 2 weeks.
He's
Happy
83.
birthday. Wow. Unbelievable. I never would have known that. You
So-
look great, my friend.
Pretty good for my
So, as a writer, I know you wrote a couple episodes of Saturday Night Live, and then I heard that you have a cool story that Dennis Miller helped you get your SAG card, and
Yes.
you're a big fan of
Hmm.
who's Bine? What's his name?
Who? Divine?
No, Bine. What's
Oh, John Biner?
John Biner? Yes, and that you
Oh,
got
yeah.
to work with John Biner like right off the bat. You know John Biner.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, great guy. Just a fantastic guy. Yeah, it was the first gig I booked out of LA for Silk Stockings, the television show, and that was the first time I was really on location. So we had to go down to San Diego, and I was nervous, and he welcomed me, and
Yeah, he's
Just-
an easygoing guy.
oh, he's fantastic.
He's a regular Joe. There's no bullshit with him.
Yeah, he's great.
You could be
So
yourself.
yeah,
And
so
then,
that's how that happened.
tell us how though then Dennis Miller helped you get your SAG card. I love Dennis Miller.
I was doing extra job for SNL with Charlton Heston, and Heston was really cool. I mean, because there was like 5 extras in him and the PA came up and said, "Mr. Heston, would you like a cup of coffee?" And he said, "I'd love a cup of coffee." And then she started to walk away, and he's like, "Wait, please wait. How about the other actors? Maybe they want coffee." So he was really cool. And we just had slave drivers. He was the head slave driver. And John Lovitz had a line, but he couldn't make it because he had a quick change. So Dennis Miller just said to Lorne Michaels, why don't you give the line to the kid? And I got the line, and that's how I got in.
That's how
There you go.
That's how it happened. Yeah.
It's a sneaky way, but a good way.
Hey, I'm from Brooklyn. I'll take it anyway. I can. Ron,
I know. I was going to say that. I was going to say that's Brooklyn intelligence. We are taught something in Brooklyn that no one else in the world is taught, and that's street smart. And that's how to make the best of any situation. If we see a crack in the door, baby, we're going right through that crack.
That's it. Yeah, wouldn't change a thing.
We're very forward. We're go-getters. But we also tell it like it is. We never lie, and we hate liars, and bullshit artists. We do not like people who think who they are and come off like they're more than what they are. They're just people. When we meet those people, we really put them in their place fast. I do.
Snitches get stitches.
I've worked with some pretty big movie stars in my day, and a few of them I had to put in their place when they pulled that superiority shit on me. When I said to a woman, I said, the sad part is in 5 years, you're going to be in a furnished room with a cat and a canary. Nobody's going to want you. So stop it. Get off the high horse.
Hey, Ron, who's your favorite actor, Ron?
My favorite actor?
Yeah, or actress. Who did you like growing up?
Cary Grant.
Yeah.
And my favorite actress was Kim Novak, Sophia Loren, Marilyn Monroe, Jane Russell, who was my best friend for over 20 years. We hung out
Wow.
together.
Great actress.
All right, let's go it the other way around. So who are yours?
Well, it's a tough question. I love, my Pacinos, my De Niros, my Meryl Streeps, but my favorite actors, which you guys know who they are probably, Paul Muni.
Yes.
Oh, Paul Muni. Sure.
And Jimmy Cagney. Something about Cagney I loved. Just the way he said, just look the other actor in the eye and tell the truth. I mean, you cannot find that guy lying in a performance. It's great.
My mother was a silent movie actress, and during the Depression, Paul Muni was coming out of a theater, and my mother went over to him with a can, and she said, "Would you like to contribute money to the Spanish War?" And Paul Muni said, "What side are you on?" And my mother said, "We're communists." And Paul Muni said yes, and he gave $1 to the Communist Party. So now we know that Paul Muni was a communist.
There you go.
A socialist. Back in the 30s, it was called socialism.
Right.
Everybody was a socialist then, fighting for Social Security, medical, everything we have today.
Right.
My parents fought.
Yeah, for sure.
They were fighting. No, you're younger than I am. It can't be. You forget about that story.
So hold on, I want to go out.
No, I get it. I know exactly what
Your
you're saying.
parents didn't go in the Depression.
My parents, 20. No, not 29.
They were too young.
Yeah.
Your parents were too young in the Depression.
Yeah. Well, my grandparents were here from Italy then.
Yeah, but they were very young. My parents were middle-aged during the Depression.
Okay.
No, they weren't. They were in their early 20s and 30s. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, go on.
So here, I want to go. Let's brag a little bit. So you guys, here's some of the people and some of the things that you might have seen Rich in, which we'll come back to Goodfellas and talk about it. Spike of Bensonhurst I want to talk about because I love that movie. So you guys, he was in the movie Stone with Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, and Mila Jovovich. Real Steel with Hugh Jackman, Evangeline Lilly, Kevin Durant, and Anthony Mackie. Machine Gun Preacher with Gerard Butler and Michelle Monaghan, which I love her. Kathy Baker, Michael Shannon. Set Up with 50 Cent, Bruce Willis, Ryan Felipe, Jenna Dewan, and Randy Couture. He's also in a bunch of other stuff. Krampus the Christmas Devil, Krampus the Devil Returns. I actually have like an 8-foot Krampus.
Oh, do you?
I have like an 8-foot Krampus. Right now I don't because we packed him up, but I have an 8-foot.
I gave it to him for Christmas.
And
that's awesome.
And he was in a movie Needlestick, and I only bring it up because Lance Henriksen's my favorite actor. And,
great guy.
He's a great guy. With Jack Noseworthy, who I just invited on the show. So all these are like really good people. But tell us a little bit about your Goodfellas story. I heard that you have a story and then you got cut out of it. And weren't you like a narrator for it originally, and then they unnarrated you?
No, no narration. Just I worked for like a week on the movie, and then I'm in the movie for like at the end of the day. So, but he shot. But supposedly he shot like 6.5 hours of footage. He was shooting like Scorsese was shooting like mad, and when I first heard about it, I didn't think I was going to end up in there anyway. So it just worked out that way. Sometimes you just know. I think Ron will tell you. You just if you get cast in something, but as you're reading the whole script, you're like, is this even needed? You know, sometimes you can already feel like I'm not moving the story forward. So there's no reason for this. It's going to end up on the cutting room floor, no matter how good you do. So sometimes that happens, and it's happened. You know, it's happened a couple of times.
You know, I turned down starring in The Godfather. They couldn't meet my salary demands.
All right. We've actually had a ton of people from The Godfather on the show.
Well, I asked for 30 million, and they said, "What makes you think you can bring in 30 million?" I said, "Because I'm Ron Russell, you fool."
Yeah, I love that. So
And the next day, there was a horse's head in his bed, and that was the end of that.
I should be so lucky even to have gotten a horse's head.
you have a couple people that you've been in films with that are like people I really like Michelle Monaghan. I love a lot.
Who?
Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah.
New Money with Brendan Sexton III. I love Brendan Sexton III. He makes some really odd choices of films that he's in. But when he was in Empire Records, and then he was in the movie where, he like tells the girl he wants to rape her. I forgot what that movie is, but it's a comedy, a dark comedy.
Right.
But he's really, really, really good. And then you did Bloody Mortal, and believe it or not, Erica Hovland. She's not like a mainstream name, but we actually know her. We meet her at all the Harley. She's in all the Harley Wallen movies.
She's a sweetie pie.
And Richard Tyson, was in that film.
She's Erica's great. Harley's great.
Have you been in any Harley films?
I have not worked with Harley yet. No, I have not, which is weird because we literally live right near each other. But those are all the Detroit people out here. You know, we have a really solid film community here.
Yeah,
and,
Harley is a great guy, and his wife is a sweetie pie. I like his wife a lot, and his kids. I mean, they're a very strong family. Harley raises that family very European. And
yes,
he's in total control of everything.
Yes. Well, he's a martial artist. He's a big wig when it comes to martial arts, and that discipline, I think, probably goes into everything he does. And he's a good director. He's a really nice guy. It's nice to see nice people make follow their dreams and be successful. That's my whole thing, and I'm a happy fan. Yeah.
We like them. We usually go to
if I don't like someone, I don't wish them. If I don't like someone, I don't wish them bad, but I don't partake in anything they do. So there are people in our business you have to avoid because they're toxic, they're poisonous. They will ruin you to get ahead. So you have to know who those mothers are, and avoid them.
So how was Spike of Bensonhurst? So like those are the kind of movies I like. That's like the Lords of Flatbush and like the things that I like.
The best Italian bread, Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst. Spike of Bensonhurst was funny because I'm from Brooklyn, and but I was just young in that thing. And the thing about that I remember the most was Oliver Stone was on trial, and Ernest Borgnine was in the movie, and he had a little TV. And he would watch the trial. And Ernest Borgnine was like the greatest guy. He's one of my heroes. And to be able to, he just treated everybody like they were special. He was just phenomenal. So that's really what I remember about that. Yeah.
That's a nice story.
Right, that's because Ernest Borgnine was Italian.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Marty himself. Yeah.
Another Italian. I made a movie with Sophia Loren when I was 19 years old. I played soldier. And I got to meet Sophia Loren on the set. And I have to tell you, she was the most caring, generous star of the world. She was just like a sister or a mother. She's a nice person. Yeah. So people that say she's aloof or stuck up, no, she's Italian. And Italian women are that way because they're not puttane. She's a decent woman. And she's, she's respectable. and she acts respectable. I loved her. I loved her. She kissed me on my cheek. I remember running home, and my mother wasn't home. She was at my aunt's house. I ran to my aunt's house 12 blocks away, couldn't stop, ran in the door. I said to my aunt and my mother, look, lipstick, Sophia Loren. She kissed me, never washing this face again.
Oh, that's hysterical. That's a great story.
I thought I was going to pass out.
Oh
Oh my God, because I was crazy about her. You know,
Yeah.
I love, behind my bed in my bedroom, I can paint. So I painted her in Woman of the River, in her dress pulled between her legs with a basket of fish. Life size.
Wow.
Over my bed. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Love Sophia Loren.
People would come to our house just to see the painting.
Oh, I love it. So here's one thing that I did so people can kind of get an idea. So I took one of your demo reels off of YouTube, and
Okay.
I think it was not done too many years ago, so it probably doesn't have everything in it, but it's a lot of fun. So what I want you to do, hey Juan, it's called Rich Gotiri demo reel on it. You just introduce it, and then you hang on. We're gonna play it. It's only like 2 minutes long or something, and then we'll play it and then come back so people get an idea of a little bit of what you do. So go ahead and introduce it for us.
It's my demo reel before this new one I'm working on now. So yeah, it's just a couple of clips from a couple of things that we did. We needed to have a quick demo reel, so we cut this, and I've been using it for around 2 years now, I think, or 3 years. And yeah, we got a new one coming up now with some new stuff. Because the thing is, for me personally, I hate taking a demo reel when you get something that you like and putting it into the old demo reel. I like just going fresh. So I've got 7 to 8 new clips. So once that's finished, we'll put the new one out. So yeah, but this is a good one. This is fun.
Enjoy, you guys.
I don't have a demo reel because if I did, I would be throwing up for a very long time while
He hates what he
watching.
looks like.
I don't like me on screen. I never watch me. I say to myself, why do they hire you? You stink.
I hate hearing myself also, but I think everybody has that.
Yes, I don't like
Everybody has
my
that.
horsey voice. I sound like I'm like I got a cucumber stuck
All right,
down my
everybody. So here's the Rich Gotiri demo reel. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
You know why we're here, John.
Yeah, I know. That's the kid you wanted to see. Consider him delivered.
Last chance.
With all due respect, I know exactly who you are, and I would never fucking.
Jesus Christ! Take it easy. Everybody just take it easy. God damn it.
That's for Petey.
You got something to this man, you give it to him now.
Or we could all die, John.
You have been invited to Lemkova Suite. Follow me, please.
What was that? One more time?
Lemkova Suite. Zoo Suite.
Sure, yeah. Let's head up to the champ suite. Sure.
I'm sorry, but 2,500 is the best I can do for those guns.
Tell you what, go in the car for 5. Roger! Roger! Please, Roger! Please, it's on my sick kid! He loves
My hair is
Roger,
black.
please. Just put your X on the boat, please. Just your X. Oh, God. Thank you. Hey, thank you. We love you. We love you.
Hey, hold on a second.
An X? What am I, fucking stupid? Fuck you, Maris. Fuck you.
Creason, what's up? We've been to chow in 2 days.
You got to call out to go to medical. Get dressed.
That's a free man there, huh?
Christ. Like 5 fucking minutes, I got to deal with this asshole.
Hey, Johnny. Welcome back. How's Vegas?
Hot.
Yeah?
Yeah, what else you want to know?
I need to talk to you.
Heard you got a problem with ghosts.
Ghosts?
Yeah. People that should be dead but ain't. The fuck did I tell you? You're gonna wax them when you put 2 in the head. That way they can't come back for you, huh?
Yeah, I know.
You know, but you didn't do that, did you? Now you got problems.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you could help me out.
I already helped you out. I took care of the cops.
Come on, man. You got a cut.
For protection. I ain't going to war for you, kid.
Ford Explorer pulls up. Black guy gets out.
Then I see a caddy. White guy gets out. They pull a body out of the Explorer, put that body into the caddy, they run into the river.
How far away were you?
Short of a football field. But my eyesight's 20/20. The rest of me might look like crap. But I got good eyes. You think you know my business better than me?
Well, shit, wouldn't I be an asshole if I thought something like that?
You sure would.
Look, guys, all I want is what I came here to buy, and then I'm gone.
What he came here to buy. Here's your gun, asshole. Oh, and I'll take my money, thank you.
We're never gonna sell a shit.
There you go.
Disappear and become again, and then you disappear and you become again. That's very good in an actor. When you always look the same, it's boring. And I had no idea who you were in half of those pieces.
Oh, that's awesome.
You look like you didn't even your whole demeanor was different. So my idea is that you're a fine actor.
Well, I appreciate that.
When you trick me, when you fool me, you're fooling somebody smart. But I thought I said to Jimmy, that's not him. I mean, is it really? No, that's
You know what's
when you could see
I appreciate that. You know what's funny? When I grow my hair out, so I just did a movie called Cut Man, and I was shaven, but when I grow it out, it's not black anymore. So they always dye it in those clips. So if you really look, sometimes you'll see a mark because I had my glasses on when they were dyeing it. When I take it off,
Get out of here.
if you look closely, you'll see it.
They let that get by.
You'll see it in a couple of clips.
Holy shit, that's
It's
amazing.
like, 'cause I wear glasses, but not when I act. So it's pretty funny.
When I work, no matter what they do to me, I look like me. I don't know why. Why is that, Jimmy?
I don't know.
They don't want to do anything to my. I always say to them, "Can I have a scar?" They say no. So why do I always have to be like whatever?
He's like the pretty boy.
Yeah, I don't like that. So, I want to play a vampire.
Yeah, you want to do different stuff. That's the whole reason we got into it. To do different characters.
Have you ever played a monster?
No.
Neither have I, and I'm dying to play a monster. I always play a friggin' cop, a priest, or a mafia.
Yeah.
The three things. They don't see beyond that.
Yeah. And you can play a lot of roles.
No, but they don't do anything to my face. They leave my face the same.
It's the good looks.
They don't even let him dye his hair
No,
to make it
they don't
darker.
even they don't
do
even let
anything.
me
They
wear
want him to look-
glasses. My last movie I was in, I wore eyeglasses, and people reject. They said, "Oh, we don't like you in eyeglasses. You shouldn't wear." I said, "But that's the part I was playing."
Right, right. Yeah, they dye my hair all the time or shave me or whatever.
But you're lucky because you could be all these different people. I wish I could.
Yeah, you look totally different in every single one of them too.
It's wonderful to
You know?
be everybody that you can be, not just boring me.
So just
I
as
appreciate that.
a like a fan, we both really enjoy Edward Norton. He's one person
I
we
love
haven't
Edward
met. Like,
Norton.
was he a pretty cool guy?
I'd love to work with him.
He was very polite guy. We didn't talk. I was on that set for a month, and we didn't talk hardly. He really stayed in character, man.
Yeah, I think he's a character. Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
I read that he's done that.
He
And
stays.
he stayed in character, and I mean, who was hysterical was De Niro. I mean, he was just the nicest. It's the second time I had worked with him on a set, and just the nicest. On that Stone movie, we shot that one of the scenes I was in there in a bar, his retirement party, and I rapped. I went home, and that night, a woman. They were still shooting, and I rapped. A woman came in with a knife and tried to stab him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's true. In Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Hey, wait, Rich, back it up.
Yeah.
Out of the clear blue, a woman came in to stab you?
No,
not me. A woman came in with a knife that they took off her. She was trying to get to De Niro.
Probably was a Republican.
But back then, you didn't know what he was, though, because that's what
Because I know a lot of people that like to stab him now.
I'm sure, yeah.
Now, listen, I got a quick story. Christopher Walken, who came from Victoria, where I also lived in my adult life, was interviewed. And the interviewer said, "Did you take acting lessons?" And Christopher said, "No. We went to the movies as kids. We saw the movie. Then we went to the empty lot next door and we did the movie." And that's how I act today, the same way. He said, I don't think about acting, I do it. And I'm the same way. I said, I thought, gee, Chris, we have that in common. Never took a lesson, couldn't care less. I read the script, I become the character, and it's easy for me. How about you? Is that how it works for you?
No, it didn't work. When I first started, I was 16. I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was terrible at it. I think part of it was my nerves. I was very nervous. I don't know what the hell I was doing. And when I got to Strasbourg and they taught relaxation techniques and sense memory, things I could draw on, that's my kind of thing that I really love. And then improv, when I started with Second City, that was another changing, a big changing moment in my life, because you go from the discipline of method acting to the freedom of improv, creating characters in 10 seconds. So both of those things together. So for me, both those lessons were learned. So for me, I needed classes. I teach classes. We have, I do teach a master class online. We have an acting school in Detroit, and so yeah, I think it's important for some people. Some people, it depends who you are.
I tell everybody.
He's really good though at improv.
No, I tell everybody, either you are an actor or you are not. I know actors who stink, and no matter, like, what's his name? Who's the worst actor in the world? No, what's his name? The one I don't like. The stupid guy, the ugly one. The one that gets $50 million a picture. The nephew of oh gee God. Nicolas Cage. I really would like to sit him down and say to him, what the hell ever made you think you could be an actor? Because your uncle is a famous producer? I mean, really, Nicholas, you have to stop working within yourself and work out. I, as a child, maybe because my mother was very theatrical, she was an actress, and my mother, everything was silent movies, she would be alarmed and go, stop, no.
Very big acting, yeah.
In the house. And we used to laugh our heads off because she would be do things like, oh, stop.
That's the same face she made when she saw your painting for the first time.
But that's because she was.
Yeah.
So I think growing up with her, she knew Gloria Swanson, who I met as a kid when I was 8 years old. So I grew up with a lot of Hollywood in my life. Mae Murray was my mother's best friend. Because of Rudolph Valentino, my mother was crazy about him. So I grew up in Hollywood of yesteryear, and I'm comfortable with it. And I was, I meet celebrities. I had a talk show, Set the Record Straight, where I interviewed everybody. And I'm never nervous or not relaxed because I was raised with it.
Right.
And if you coming from Brooklyn, from an Italian family, I know your mother or father must have said, "No, follow Shammo, don't be stupid. Get out, go get a job, work for the city, get a job. The city, they pay benefits. You're going to be an actor." Yeah, right. They're waiting for you, Shammo, stupido. They're waiting for you. Waiting for you.
You would think that, but my father was an artist. My father was one. He didn't invent it, but he was one of the original artists for Popeye. And
I love Popeye.
Awesome.
And he worked for Topps for many years. The little Bazooka Joe, the penny gums we used to get. He drew Bazooka Joe, and he designed all the baseball cards and football cards. And he was a painter. That's some of his work back there.
Wait a minute, Rich. Did he encourage you?
Yes.
Oh,
they were encouraging, but he also said, you have to support a family one day. You have to know when enough is enough, meaning if you're not making money or you have to get a job, you get to support the family, So you have to make sure that if you're going to do one thing, make sure you have something else to fall back on. Of course, when I told him I was falling back on writing, he didn't understand that. But
my mother said, my mother, because she was a failure, because my father was old-fashioned Italian. He wouldn't allow her to be an actress because he said that all the actresses have to sleep with that dirty Italian mind. So my mother said to me, "You want to be an actor?" She said, "Don't." She said, "They're all fairies." So I thought to myself, I qualify. But I couldn't tell my mother that. I said, "Oh, really? All fairies." Okay.
That's funny.
Now, do you write movies and stuff? Do you write movies?
Yeah, just
have
I'm
any of them
sorry.
been produced? Have any of them been produced?
Yeah, well, we sold a couple of them actually in the last couple of years, and nothing's been made, unfortunately. But I think I've sold maybe 5 or 6 scripts in my writing career with that, and I still write for television things also. But yeah, treatments, things like that. Still doing all that. I just wrote a pilot episode, so we just keep writing.
Absolutely, that's terrific.
But we need good writing. Everybody in the business now suddenly has admitted that movie making today stinks, and that the movies stink, and the stories stink, and this woke stuff stinks, and all of it stinks. Every now and then an exceptional film comes once in a blue moon. So
Right.
now they're looking for stories again.
Right.
They're not looking for cut slash kill, blow up, explode kart racing. They're looking for stories because people want to go to a movie and hear a story about someone's life.
What's
Because-
driving me crazy lately is Broadway. 'Cause I still do theater and stage and everything, but there are so many great writers, playwrights out there, and yet they recycle the same plays over and over. And the musical Chicago, which I'm sure is a great production, I'm not saying it's not, but things like that just keep getting over and over. They just bring back all these revivals. There's like
That's what they're doing
That's
with the movies too,
that's
though.
because people like my buddy
Excuse me.
Julian Schlossberg
Do you know Julian
are
Schlossberg?
not producing on Broadway. Broadway now is produced by China.
Right.
Executives in China who say,
Yeah.
how much can we make? They
It
don't-
used to be right. Producers used to be producers, not
Yeah.
corporations. So it's a big difference now. But it's frustrating.
Years ago, I remember Broadway when they would be looking for money, and they would have showcases of the musical or the play, and
Yeah.
you'd go to the showcase and you'd buy a package of the show,
Right.
and it was all about talent and it was all about creativity. Now it's the same thing with movies. We have Jimmy's a producer. We have movies. Jimmy can tell you. They give him money only by the name of the star.
Oh yeah.
In other words,
We just talked.
you don't get shit.
I was just talking about that.
If I'm in the movie, you're not going to get a nickel.
Right. Yeah. No, it's IMDb numbers and how many Instagram followers, all that stuff now is really it's crazy. Stuff we can't really
It doesn't really allow for good movies to be made, though, because
It
because-
doesn't allow for a good actor to portray a good part, because if Joe Schmo is his number is 10, they'll say put him in the film, but Joe Schmo can't act. So Joe Schmo just ruined the whole friggin' movie.
That's true though. Yeah, it is. That's what's happening a lot. Yeah.
Or pay to play people.
Yep.
The pay to play people are ruining film. Since when does a butcher say, "I'll give you 10,000, put me in your movie"? What the frick does a butcher know about playing a ballerina?
ballerina.
Well, there's a lot of celebrities, and we were trying to pitch one of our movies that even to read the script they wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
To read the script, and that's just
I
wow.
think that's so unprofessional, so not what the business is about. I'm in the business now 64 years. 64 years ago, when I entered the business, people used to help each other.
Right.
I mean, you would get a phone call, Ron, guess what? They're looking for a tall, skinny, good-looking Italian. Go down and do it. You know what I mean? Nowadays, they couldn't care less. They do the opposite. They tell you they're looking for a short, fat Jew. So, I mean, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's all wrong.
I think probably a lot of it too now is just the money is, it's very hard for actors to make a living. 92% of the union actors, they make under $10,000 a year. I mean, that's
I have no problem
that's
with
crazy.
No, I have no problem with that because I never worked for anything under 14 million.
Yeah, right.
And that's
I heard that.
only for 3 days' work. So I worked for 3 days for 14 million.
When I worked with Bruce Willis on setup, I think he worked 4 days or 5 days. I think it was like $6 million or something. It was ridiculous.
Well, you know why I say all this? Because they say if you put it out there, it happens.
We're manifesting, baby.
Yes, we're manifesting.
So, Rich, let's together. We get 15 million a movie. It's out there.
I'll start writing it, Ron, right now for you, and then we'll get Jimmy to produce it, We're all in. Let's go,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go.
Rich and I get 15 million a film.
So here's something I like to ask.
And
all
our
the-
name
all
above the
actors
title.
and everything. So bucket list, because you've already worked with a lot of people, male and female actor that you have not worked with that you think would be fun to work with, and it could be living or dead. And then if you could have ever been in any movie ever made in history, old, new, whatever movie, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
The first question is Meryl Streep.
Okay, with the Meryl Streep.
Everybody picks Meryl Streep.
She's
I love her. I just do. She's
What do you
wonderful.
love? What do you love about her? The fact that everybody loves her? That she's a
No, I loved her when she was on stage in New York. I mean, I loved her back then. Just a great. Talk about characters, creating characters, being different. Like De Niro used to do in the 70s. He was constantly changing his looks and changing his thing. For me, that's what it's about. And they asked him recently about that. He said, "I don't have the time to do it. I can't go to Italy to learn Italian for Godfather 2." Now he sends people to do these things, and they bring it back to him, and that's how he learns it. But I thought Meryl Streep was great. Is still great. So many people I haven't worked with. I love to work with. But the movie I wish I probably was in was. I'm gonna have to say, The Roaring '20s with James Cagney.
You're kidding.
Wow, that's cool.
You're kidding. I know that film well.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I'm trying to think what part you could play. Probably him.
James got to go. It's got to be me. I didn't say I want to work with him, and then I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you could. There's a lot of gangsters in that. So there are a lot of parts.
That's a cool pick, though. Nobody's ever picked that. A lot of
No.
people pick Meryl Streep, but nobody's ever.
But you
picked
know
that.
what? Meryl Streep is a fine actress, but there is an actress far better than her, and she's a new actress, and I love her to death. And if you watch her work, you will agree with me. No one changes character like she does. She played Lady Mary in Downton Abbey. Her name is
Michelle Dockery.
Michelle Dockery. And she not only played the great lady, but she's played a Western woman. She played in a TV series where she was, grab this, a prostitute, a drug addict, a kleptomaniac, a thief, a murderer, a liar, a swindler, and constantly kept changing blonde wigs, red wigs, black wigs, her persona. This series was so wonderful. It only went three
seasons.
3 seasons. And
It was something behavior. Something behavior.
it was called
something behavior, but it was a great. It was on.
I have never
TNT.
and I've seen great performances by great actresses. Enough in my life.
Yes.
From Betty Davis to everybody.
He knew Betty Davis.
I knew Betty, but Michelle Dockery.
I'm writing it down right now.
By far, I am dying to work with her. Jimmy's been trying to reach her. We can't get to her. She's very quiet. She's not out there, throwing herself all over.
She's British?
Yes.
English. And
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl.
She was in like The Men. She's in a bunch of stuff.
But her work does not stop. She captivates you. She entrances you. You only want to look at her more. She has the quality that Betty Davis had, that Meryl Streep has.
That's it.
Michelle Dockery is definitely.
I'm looking for the TV series.
Michelle, you have to watch this TV series.
Yeah, I definitely. If you guys give me the
She is such a son of a bitch. You cannot believe this woman, what she does and how she does it. And mean and thoughtless and cold and loving and wonderful. Just brilliant. Her performance should have gotten an Emmy.
I don't know why I don't see it.
It's called.
Actually,
what is it called?
Oh, she was in Nonstop, but our next guest was in Nonstop. Okay, she was.
Anyway, I want to work with.
She was in the movie The Gentleman. But what's that TV series? It's called like Disturbing Behavior or something behavior. Disturbing.
I'll find it. I got her name. That sounds excellent.
No,
I'm always looking.
Something behavior.
Good behavior.
Good behavior.
Good behavior.
And it was
truthfully, start watching it. You will watch the whole entire. You
It was on HBO Max it was on Max for a while. I don't know if it still is, but anyway, it's really good, and that's a good pick. Okay, so who's a dude that you would want to work with?
Living or dead? Wow. I'd have to go with Paul Muni. I really love that guy. Yeah, I just think, I read a book about his life, and I saw these pictures when he was at the Yiddish Theater at 10 years old playing 80-year-old men. That's insane. There's a picture of him. I have a picture of him in full Jewish garb, and he's wearing roller skates in between shows.
His best performance was when he played Maximilian. Did he play in Mexico? No, he didn't play Maximilian. He played the other one.
Angel on My Shoulder.
No, Sabati. He played Sabati.
Oh, yeah. He's done some good. Louis Pastor. Yeah.
He played Sabati, the president of Mexico during the war. And he was brilliant and really outstanding stone.
Yes.
He made a lot of movies.
Oh, God, yes.
Somebody came from Jewish theater that were wonderful. Paul Lucas, if you know who he is, Jewish theater.
Yeah.
Yiddish theater. Great actors. We have had some great actors in our time.
We have.
Really great actors. Who I watch and study.
Excuse me.
So real quick,
yes.
You can follow Rich on Instagram. He's at Rich Goteri, RichGoteri. He also has Goteri Creative Arts, which is your acting school. We only have about 3 or 4 minutes. Tell us about your acting school real quick, and let's give it a plug.
Yeah, thanks. We started an acting school around 7-8 years ago, and going great. We have all different levels of acting from beginners to I teach master classes on Wednesday. That's what I do online. And so we're in studio. We have some online classes. And check us out. Just the website, GoteriCreativeArts.com. And something for everybody.
There you go.
Rich, what's the next thing we have to see you in? We're going to see you in.
I have 2 movies coming out. One called Cut Man, and the other one is called Yanef, which is very, very funny. Which is about
the first title?
Cut Man.
Oh, I thought you said it's something else.
Oh, no. Cut Man, and the other movie is Yanef.
I thought
so what kind of movies are they?
I understand what you're saying.
That P I thought was a T.
What are they about? What's Cut Man about?
It's about a bare knuckle fighter and who finds a little girl. It's a great story. William Fincher from TV show Mom and The Longest Yard. He's done a billion things. It's his movie and one of his movies. And Yanef is about the Jewish card game, which is called Yanef, where the Hasidic Jews play for money, and it's a comedy. And we just premiered it in New York a couple of weeks ago, and we just did one in Detroit, actually. And so that's coming out, too, this year. So we have those 2 coming out this year, and hopefully the TV pilot I'm writing will get picked up, and we'll go from there. That's what's going on with me.
A movie that looks like it hasn't shot yet, the Italy Boys. When Robert Davi's a friend of ours, he's been on the show like a bunch of times.
Yeah, but Davi signed on to do that movie. Yeah, we're just still funding. So we're still working on that.
That's a pretty good cast, though, already.
Well, some of them have passed because it's been a number of years, honestly. But we're still pushing. We're still pushing it. And it's a really good film. It really is. We're real happy with it.
All the good films don't get produced right away.
No, I know.
The money people look at the deck, and they immediately go for the star.
Yep.
To see who he is, and then they go for the budget to see what that is.
Yeah.
And that's how they decide on a film. They never read a script. The synopsis usually is very weak. How much can you put in a synopsis about a movie? So if they don't get the point right away, they pass on it. So you're not dealing with movie people. You're dealing with foreign money people.
You definitely are. We've dealt with them also, and my writing partners Frank Roach and Mike Malai. We have pushed this thing for a number of years, and we're still pushing it. We're going to get it made.
You know what?
I love it. I think
I don't think any good film will be made today unless you have Brad Pitt in it.
I thought you were going to say you in it.
No. No, I don't even think
With
Brad Pitt's a
Wingate,
good actor.
if they use my name, they immediately say 100 million, 200
Yeah,
million.
right.
Whatever.
You're-
There's no limit if we get Russell.
So let's, you guys listen up.
And that's
Follow-
Jane Russell.
Let's follow Rich. Follow Rich on Instagram. If you need acting classes, you got GoTerryCreativeArts.com. You've been in so many really top-notch, really big movies. So I'm super excited for things, and I hope they continue to go well for you.
Thank you.
I want to thank Matt Chasen. He said you guys have been friends for a long time. Matt's a really cool guy. We've been talking a lot in the last year. He's one of the greatest, one of my favorite people in Hollywood, actually. He doesn't live in Hollywood either, but he lives in West Virginia.
He just moved. Yeah.
But he's really one of the greatest guys, and some of his friends that he's brought on the show have been terrific, and you've been terrific. So we want to thank you for coming on the show.
You're a
Thank
very
you, guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Next time I see you without the beard or the pussy bumper,
We'll see. One or the other.
I want to see what you look like again, like that. You're a metamorphosis.
He is a metamorphosis. So we want to thank you for coming on the show. Congratulations.
You know what?
for
Wait a
everything
minute.
you
You
got
know
going
what?
on.
Because you have this talent, did you ever think of robbing a bank?
I am in the witness protection program up here, so I can't get into that. But no, I'm kidding.
I'm looking for somebody to help me rob a bank. And
Jimmy said he would do it.
No,
Jimmy's too mamby-pamby. I need a tough guy.
I'm not
from
really
Brooklyn.
good in prison.
I need a good guy, a good Brooklyn guy, and somebody who keeps changing faces.
Well, all right, call me. We'll do something.
Okay, we can rob a bank.
We'll get you that 100 million.
Good luck
One
with
way or
it.
the other.
If we rob the bank, we can finance our movies.
Hey, good luck with everything. Thank you so much for coming on. And
Yeah,
we'll have you-
Rich,
and when when
good
the
guy.
films start coming out, let us know. We'll bring you back.
You're a good guy,
Thank you,
Rich.
Ron. You guys are too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
Bello. Ciao, Bello.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Yay! Very cool
See,
guy.
I like people like that. That's a nice guy.
Absolutely. So
You don't have to be a stuck-up crap to be in this business. Why they get that way, I'll never know.
that's
Why
okay.
actors become beyond reproach.
So real quick, you guys, we're going to play a quick music break. We're going to do the live acoustic version of Emblem 3 Sunset Boulevard because I like them and they were a great guest on the show. And then we're going to be back with John Abraham. So take it away.
Oh, yeah, the sauce.
One, four, five.
Kill it.
Let's take a trip to Sunset Boulevard in the city of stars. The city of blinding lights and starry eyes. I said, no, welcome to the city of angels. Oh, 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 oh. City of angels. Oh, 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 oh.
I love my women like I love my juice. Naked, all natural, no preservatives or fakeness. I like my ladies like I like my Brady's and bunches. Got the six-pack, I ain't talking about that crunches. Hit it till I quit it like Tyson's punches. That's how you gotta rock if you wanna punch it. I swear, make it less busy. Buzz cute, Betty got me dolly dizzy. I'm lost in her eyes like, oh my God, where is she? Down here in SoCal, we getting busy in the city. Getting busy in the city.
Let's take a trip through Sunset Boulevard in the city of stars. Yeah, city of blinding lights and starry eyes. I said, no, welcome to the city of angels. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. City of angels. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
A bright future reflects off my aviators. Here's a peace sign going out to all my haters. High five, keep done, no hurt hand when we get samples at Yogurtland. And we chill smooth, talk about Betty Blumby. Kill Bruce, play Call of Duty Zombies, yeah. Starting to get the best of me while she makes her mind up whether she wants me to wrestle.
Let's take a trip through Sunset Boulevard in the city of stars. Yeah, city of blinding lights and starry eyes. Welcome to the city of angels. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, you heard
Honestly, we could probably just punch in.
I don't mind. Just
Hey, everybody. So that was Emblem 3. They were great on the show. I think we were a little too much for them, but they had a good time anyway, and the show got lots of plays. And now we're going to bring on our next guest. Let's bring him on in, Juan. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good. Oh, good. We can hear you. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome.
Stop. Go no further.
What?
You worked with Michelle Dockery?
Dockery.
Yes, I did.
I can't introduce him. You can't ask him a question.
I can't wait.
That's his favorite actress.
She's my favorite actress. I only want to work with her before I die.
From Downton Abbey?
Yes.
I want to work with her in anything. I want it when we get there. I want to hear all
Okay,
about
hold on.
her.
No, we're gonna go back. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, director, producer John Abrahams. Hello and welcome to the show. Yay! And director Shannon New. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell.
What's up, Ron?
Yes, hi.
And then we have a chat room full of people. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, chat room.
All right, and before we do anything,
before we do anything,
I have something I have to do.
I have to just quiet. This is an important bulletin. All you women out there, be sure the batteries in your vibrator are new with this interview because this guy is so damn handsome and sexy.
Oh, come on.
You're gonna blow your batteries.
You're making me blush.
Okay, good.
So real quick, I have to do a plug. Because you're going to be at Rocky Mountain Nightmares. Tommy Brunswick is a good friend of ours.
Yes.
And you're going to be there this weekend in Denver, Colorado, you guys. So not only is John Abrahams going to be there, but a whole bunch of are there other scary movie people going to be there? Or who else do you know?
Yeah, so I'm going to be there with my scary movie alum, Lachlan Monroe, Dave Sheridan.
Oh, a good friend of ours. He's been on the show like 10 times. Ron did a movie with him.
Yeah, when you see Dave,
tell him we said hi.
Tell him I sent him a hug. I love that guy.
I'm going to give him a hug.
Yeah, he's great.
Give him a big hug from you, Ron.
There you go.
Dave is a doll of a guy.
Oh, he's the best. I love him, and I love Tommy Brunswick. I did Motor City Nightmares for her a few years ago, and it was great, and I'm looking forward to this weekend.
She sent me a little message, and she said, can I get somebody from the show to come on your show this weekend? For today, because I have the show coming up. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm already booked. And she said, who's coming on? And I told her you, and she said, oh, that's perfect because he's coming.
That's great.
He's coming to sign autographs. So it worked out perfect, and we love her to death.
Okay, so now let's get to my segment.
And shout out to Dan the Man as well.
Yeah, what? Dan the Man.
What? Now, did you have scenes with Michelle?
I did.
Did you get to kiss Michelle?
I didn't get to kiss Michelle. I'm sorry.
What is Michelle like off camera?
She's exactly like she is on camera. Very poised and careful and lovely to be around. She was awesome.
Have you ever seen her in Good Behavior?
I've not.
Series where she plays a prostitute, drug addict, kleptomaniac, murderer, thief, all those parts. It's the best series you'll ever see. Michelle Dockery should have gotten an Emmy for it. Her performance, she wore blonde wigs, red wigs, black wigs.
Yeah, I remember. I gotta check it out. Sounds like my kind of girl.
Oh my God, was that the best series? And it did 3 and it never came back. Anyway, enough about her.
Okay, so now I'm going to you. So number one, we want to welcome you to the show. You have such an incredible body of work, and I think I noticed that now.
Bobby has an incredible body also.
And you're a director. You're directing now also.
Yes.
Because I noticed, and I actually have it. We're going to play it for people while you're on the show. I took the trailer from Clover with Erica Christensen, Jake Weber, Johnny Messner, Chaz Palminteri, Ron Perlman, and you acted in it and you directed in it. And how many movies have you directed?
3 to date.
Okay.
3. I sort of jumped into that about 10 years ago. And my first is called All at Once. Some of those same people that are in Clover are in All at Once because, making movies.
That's right.
The best when you do it with your friends. And
yes.
My second is Clover, obviously, and then my third is called Exploited, which is a horror film, and that came out in 2022.
So do you like horror movies? Because I mean,
I love horror movies. I wanted to be a makeup effects person when I was a kid, and my dad used to take me to all the New York Fangoria conventions, and I would follow Tom Savini around and go hear Dick Smith talk and all that kind of stuff. And so I love horror films from an early age. One of the first films I ever saw in a theater was Creepshow.
Great film.
Yeah.
Great film. Tom Savini's been on the show a bunch of times. And so I actually Ron's been on the show with me 11 years now because we've been married for 11 years, but I started it 16 years ago, and I was a celebrity clothing designer. And the way I built it is I would go to conventions and take clothes and give them to everybody. And we'd become friends, and that's how we would get them on the show. And we had like Lance Henriksen and Malcolm McDowell and all these other people. So I love it. And I'm a big horror movie fan, and I think that you guys, when you did remix of House of Wax, when they redid it, I think it was great. I don't know if the critics loved it, but I actually thought it was a great movie. It was terrific, and it had an A-list. I mean, it had a really good cast.
Yeah, 2 days ago was the 19th anniversary of House of Wax.
Oh my God, has it already been 19 years?
No, you're kidding me.
19 years. So we got a big one coming up next year.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 19 years.
So when I was 14 years old, I went to the movies, and in 3 dimension, I saw the original House of Wax with Vincent Price.
Yep, the William Castle.
Yes,
I remember the figures falling on us on fire. So I'm a fan of the first House of Wax. The second was a remake. I'm not a fan of any remake because it doesn't have the same quality that the original has, but for a remake, it was a good one.
Yes, I think so too. I think
most remakes stink. You know that.
Oh, I agree. I'm not a fan of most, even to be more specific, horror remakes.
Yeah, there's Night of the Living Dead. How can you reproduce that?
No, you can't. And and you can't reproduce Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No.
You can't really reproduce Nightmare on Elm Street. I
hate it, and they're getting ready to do it again, I think.
Yeah, and so on and so on and so on.
I don't like that.
But
I can't believe it's 19 years ago, though, because you don't even look a fucking day older than you did when you did the movie, and it's been 20 years.
Thank you very much.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, are you Jewish?
I am.
Because of Abrams. I want all of you Jew haters out there to look at this gorgeous face. You should only be so lucky to have such a face, you bastards.
No, I think it's fantastic.
Because I'm part Jewish also.
Ron, has anyone ever told you you look like Tony Curtis?
Everybody. And he was friends with Tony Curtis,
I was friends with Tony. And the first time I met Tony, he was in a wheelchair. And I said, people say we look alike. He said, no, we don't. I'm better. He was better looking. Tony Curtis became my very good friend for a period of time. And I was supposed to go to his house in Las Vegas to do interview him about his paintings, and he passed away. Wow. And I'm so sorry I don't have that interview on film because he was talking about doing Marilyn Monroe. And I mean, he opened up about Hollywood. It would have been a hell of an interview. But yes, I've been told since I'm a kid, I look like and sound like him as well.
Yeah, you do. Young Tony Curtis.
So I want to brag a little for you.
My father is from the distant land. That's what Tony Curtis was supposed to have said. My father.
There you go.
So you guys, here's some of the stuff that you've seen John in. We already talked about Nonstop with Liam Neeson and Julianne Moore and Anson Mount and Lupita Nyong'o. But some of I'm going to pick out the ones that I like a lot. Boiler Room, Prime, Standing Still, House of Wax, which we talked about, Scenes of the Crime, Scary Movie. I'm sure everybody knows you from Scary Movie, right? Like, is that what you get the most or no?
It depends where I am in the world, but yeah, like I get that, mostly, or House of Wax or Prime or
House of Wax, I think is
Texas Rangers though was a big one. So you guys,
it was a big movie in terms of its budget size and cast, but it didn't do very well.
No, but it had some
Are
cast,
we
though.
gonna
It really
be,
did.
Is John and I going to be in a movie together?
And directed by Steve
Yeah.
Miner, I should add, who directed Friday the 13th Part 2.
Which I'm a big horror movie fan. This show actually started as that, and we've kind of like expanded
now,
into
you
everything. Wait,
finished?
no, I'm not finished. So you guys, I'm going to brag a little bit. Here's some of the people, and he's got so many you can't do them all. But I'm either picking out the ones that have been on the show or ones that are so big they won't come on the show yet. And people I like. But he's worked with Scott Conn, Annie Potts, Jamie Kennedy's been on the show, Ben Affleck, Giovanni Ribisi, Vin Diesel, Zac Efron, John Bernthal, Liam Neeson, Danny Trejo, Jennifer Tilly. We were just talking about her.
Love Jennifer Tilly.
James Duval's been on the show. Jason Mewes has been on the show. David Keith, Kevin Smith's been on the show. Uma Thurman, Meryl
Love
Streep,
Uma.
Amy Adams. Xander Berkeley's a good friend of ours. Colin Hanks, Ethan Embry, who I love. James Vanderbeek, Chad Michael Murray, Ashton Kutcher, Tara Reid, Terrence Stamp, Jeffrey Tambor, Jeff Bridges. This is unbelievable. Like all the Dominic Purcell, Carmen Electra, all the people from Scary Movie, you guys. Rachel Lee Cook, Ashton Kutcher, Robert Patrick, Tom Skerritt, Dylan McDermott, Alfred Molino, and I even made my page go to a second page, you guys, because he was in The Faculty, and I don't actually remember you in The Faculty. The Faculty was a big movie for me because I was a clothing designer, and that was the first movie where all the clothes were done by one designer, by Tommy Hilfiger.
That's right.
You're like you're the fuck you guy, but I don't exactly remember where that was in that. Where is that?
We're peppered in a couple times throughout the film.
I have to go watch it again just now to see, because I've seen the movie a bunch, and it has such a great cast.
Yeah.
Dead Man Walking, you guys, with Sean Penn and Susan Sarandon, Scott Wilson, Peter Sarsgaard, Clancy Brown, and one that I didn't know you were in. Oh, yes. And I didn't know that you were in Kids. Kids was a big movie for me because when back then when that movie came out, I had two friends who went to college and they hung out with all those kids on the streets, in real life. And that was that was a really brave movie back in the day.
No, definitely. It's the first movie I was ever in. I wasn't a professional actor before that. So.
Oh, okay. So you probably knew the friend.
Now it's the Yenta session. All right? Because I have horny women out there that want to know stuff.
They wrote in the chat room how adorable you are.
I'm telling you that my television, that people are going nuts. Are you married?
I am engaged.
Good for you.
Oh, he's engaged.
That's too bad, you guys.
But ladies, if he meets
Sorry,
you,
ladies.
If he meets you, ladies, he may dump her for you.
No.
Well, shut up. Listen, PR tells you when they engaged or married, they lose their luster. So he might be listen, ladies, if you meet him and you drop a tit, let it fall out accidentally, maybe you can attract him and get him away from his fiance, and he'll fall madly in love with you. So women, don't give up on him. There's a chance that you might get him.
Is your fabulous fiance actually in the
you
business?
You are
or
so
is he not
handsome.
in the business?
No, really, you are so good looking, and you photograph so beautifully.
Oh, thank you,
You're
Rob.
You're a nice Hamisher boy.
So
yeah.
So is she in the business or she's not in the business?
She's in the business, albeit on a different side.
Okay, good. That's good. That way there's no competition for who gets
if there's one thing I've learned in 30 years of doing this, it's don't be in a relationship with someone who has the same profession as you.
Right. 30 years.
That's why he's the actor and I'm the producer.
Wait, exactly. you talk about 30 years. I'm trying to get your age. Then you're 50?
I'm 46. I started when I was 17.
You're like me. You're lucky. I'm 84. I don't look 84.
You look fantastic.
Yeah, and so do you.
Well, thank you.
You're not no spring chicken either, baby.
I know. I'm rotten on the inside, Ron.
I swear to God, no smoke up your ass, but you look about 27, 28.
Thank you.
No, you really look young.
The miracle of
really, chat room. Tell the truth, chat room. Does he look how old? 46?
I'm 46. I'll be 47 in October.
Almost 50.
So
the people you do not look it.
The people in the chat room know more about you than I do. They want to know what it was like being a DJ for Ellen, which I didn't know you were a DJ for Ellen.
I was, yeah.
Are you a good DJ?
I am still a DJ. It's one of many things I do. I'm sort of in all facets of the arts. But
do you sing too?
I don't sing. No, thank
Okay.
God for everybody else, because my singing voice is no good. I can croon a little bit, but that's about it.
Have you ever heard of Tracy Young? Have you ever heard of Tracy Young?
Yeah.
DJ? Because she's a good friend of ours, Tracy
Oh,
Young.
nice.
Do a bunch
Yeah, I started DJing, again, a long time ago. And I was Ellen DeGeneres' DJ on the show for the 06-07 season.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Which I can't find any footage from anywhere. So all y'all out there, if anybody knows or has anything, throw it up in the chat and let me know. I need some leads.
Oh, Don probably has it. Don, find it and send it to me, and I'll send it to him.
Right.
Because our fans are like diehard, like the people who listen to the show and they love it. Actually, say hi to Dawn. She'll love it. She'll be so happy.
Hi, Dawn.
There you go. So what?
She's like these women that have a basket, and everything winds up in the basket.
Okay.
If you want your diapers when you were 2, she's got your diapers in that basket.
She's fabulous.
She's got everybody's everything. Dawn collects everything.
She's fabulous. So it's fantastic. And she said when you weren't on Ellen, she was.
Where are you from originally, John?
I'm from New York City, New York. Born
me too. We're in New York.
Downtown Manhattan. I grew up in Tribeca.
Oh, I know Tribeca well. Hung out.
What about you, Ron? Where are you from? I'm going to guess. I was going to say, where in Brooklyn?
Red Hook.
Red Hook.
Yeah, right over the bridge. I hung out in the village all my life. We had the best gay bars down in Tribeca, and also on the other side, the west side.
Wait, do you live? Where do you live now? Do you live on the East Coast or the West Coast?
I live in both, but more LA.
Okay, we're in Palm Springs. So
yeah,
nice.
You know what? I'm here. I've been in California forever, and I'm still not a Californian.
Well, Ron, my dad is born and raised in Coney Island, and he lived in Brooklyn for the better part of 77 years, and he just moved out here to LA last year. So,
I bet he hates it.
I feel sorry for him. Tell your father.
Oh, he loves it.
My dad loves it. Yeah, he loves it out here.
That's
loves
good.
the sunshine.
He can't get a decent bagel.
Yeah,
what are you kidding?
Yeah, he's a Jew from Brooklyn. He likes to sit out in the sun and sun himself.
What are you, crazy? The best bagels came from Coney Island, and the best pretzels, and the knish, the square knishes. What are you?
Where did you go to
saltwater thing?
Where did you go to school in New York City? Did you go to York Prep?
No, I went to PS 234, which is the public elementary school in Tribeca, and then I went to Clinton Junior High School in Chelsea, which was a public school, and then I went to St. Anne's in Brooklyn, Ron.
Wait, you're going to St. Anne's? How did you get into St. Anne's?
It's a progressive school.
Very progressive.
Yeah.
Very progressive.
I burned up every time I showed up at school. I went up in flames.
I wanted to go to Temple, and my father said no. And I said, but why? He said, because I don't want you to be stupid. I said, why am I going to be stupid? He said, you go there and you believe all that bullshit. I said, Pa, you're a Jew. He said, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. He said, the Catholics are worse than the Jews. My father just did not believe in religion.
Right.
He was a socialist. He was a communist. And communists don't believe in religion. So I am I have it at the repair shop, but I wear a star. But it's missing one prong. And people say, why is it missing one prong? I say, because I'm half Jewish. So I'm not entitled to the full star.
That's a joke. It's a terrible joke.
It's not a terrible joke. People love it. Oh, my Jewish people love it. They say, yeah. But I identify as Jewish. I don't identify as Christian.
No, that's true. So
where's the best bagels in Palm Springs?
There are none.
There's no good bagels in Palm Springs.
There are none.
There's no Chinese food in Palm Springs.
Rubber.
Pizza all is like rubber. It's
you
terrible.
Could play hockey with the bagels here. Horrible.
Terrible.
There's no Jewish deli here. The two they have, Manhattan Deli and the other one, they claim they're not.
So do you have
nothing is like what's his name down in 14th Street in
H&H?
No, the other guy. What's his name?
Oh,
the best one.
Yeah.
I love it. I go there all. Jimmy and I took.
Yeah,
you
we
there.
went there. We even shot a little video of you eating
No,
in there.
nobody makes chopped chicken liver like he does.
Don't need it.
The best.
So
on
let's
the
go
bank.
back. I want to go back. So you've done all these like cool projects. You've expanded into directing. Do you have, out of all your body of work, do you have like something like certain films that like you enjoyed the best, or like that are more your favorite just from good experiences?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to work with a lot of my heroes, and so, you know, Scary Movie for sure, because I was a big fan of Keenen Ivory Wayans growing up, and I'm Gonna Get You Sucker was like my favorite movie. So when that came about, and just to work with them and like still be friendly and collaborating with them for the past, you know, however many years, 25 years, is just a dream come true for me. And then, you know, Meet the Parents, working with Bob De Niro and Ben Stiller, two other people that I, you know, loved my whole life, was awesome. And so I'm very proud when I look at those films. But in terms of performance, I'm in a movie called Outside Providence, which
great movie.
Yeah, really good movie. And the Farrelly brothers wrote it about their experiences growing up in Rhode Island in the 70s. And I'm very proud of my work in that movie. I play a character named Drugs Delaney.
I saw that way before, like I knew you, and it has Sean Hattasy, who I'm a big fan of.
You know me.
And Richard Jenkins.
Hang on.
Richard Jenkins, Sean Hattasy, Amy Smart.
The movie's that old?
Directed by Mike Carenti and
How old is this
Alec
movie?
Baldwin. Huh?
How old is this movie?
It came out in 99, I think.
1999.
Oh, I want to see it now.
It's a good movie.
Good movie.
The Faculty is a great movie. Another movie that I really liked a lot, and probably nobody even asked you about it, but I thought it was a really cute movie, was Masterminds.
Oh, thank you.
Skateboarding movie. Like, what a great movie. Gleaming the Cube growing up was one of my favorite movies with Christian Slater. I love those skateboard movies. I'm also a big fan of Thrashin' from the 80s. I don't know if you remember Thrashin', but
of course I remember Thrashin'. I used to watch it over and over and over again. And Rad. Do you remember Rad?
Yes, Rad. So Thrashin', Brooke McCarter was a good friend of mine back in the day. Rest in peace. And so I got to meet a lot of cool people through him. I actually met him at a convention like in the 90s or something.
My man Steve Olson, legendary 80s skateboarder who was in Thrashin' as well.
Yes. It's a great movie, and so is this one. So Mastermind is great with Patrick Stewart and Bradley Whitford, and I think it was Vincent Kartheiser.
That's right. Vincent Kartheiser was the lead. So I'll tell you a funny story about that.
Yes.
That movie is directed by Roger Christian. Roger Christian was the set deck and somewhat production designer underling on the original Star Wars Episode 4.
Wow.
And he won an Academy Award for it. And he directed Masterminds. And he then went on to do second unit on Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which just had its 5th anniversary or something. And I happened to be in London at the time when he was working on that, and called him randomly just to be like, how are you? Let's get coffee. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, I'm directing second unit on the new Star Wars. And I was like, oh my God, please, please, please. Like, can I come visit? Can I come visit? And he was like, yeah, like if you can get here, he was like, I'll put you in something. And so I was like, great. So I hopped on a train to Leavesden Studios, and I found him, and he put me in the movie as Naboo flight crew, and I'm being held hostage by droids, and Obi-Wan and Liam Neeson rescue me. And so I made it into about 48 frames of a Star Wars movie, which I'm very proud of and forever grateful to Roger Christian for. So yeah,
I think that's like super.
Do you think your good looks get you work?
Sure, but I think sometimes that stuff can hurt you.
Mine do. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Listen, when they need an old bag, 84 years old, how many are alive? Not many. And those that are alive are shitting and pissing in their pants, and they don't know where they are. So they say, get the only one that's conscious, and that's Ron Russell. but he's very pretty. So we can't have him play monsters or anything bad. So this is my point. Your handsome, pretty looks can be really against you.
That's right. That's right. It depends on what you want to do and how much of a range you have, because sometimes people just don't see you as being capable of being Frankenstein's monster.
Not even that. I think I would like to see some work of yours where you play a really mean, rotten, cruel, horrible human.
Well, I played a couple agents, so there you go.
That's not fair. No, because I think that your face is too sweet to play those parts.
Thank you.
I never got them. Because they said, no, you're too pretty. When
I got laughed out of like a audition once where it was like to be a kind of young mob guy. And, I think for the same reason you're talking about, the director started laughing and couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, okay, I'll see you later. Like, that's not going to go my way.
But
Do you still have to
But
audition?
wait a minute.
Oh.
Now, as an old bag, with my face falling off, I play mobsters. I play mafia because of my Brooklyn accent, and my face got ugly and old. But when I was young, I was like you. I was beautiful. Oh no, I used to hate it. When I was little, people would say he's so pretty, and I'd get mad because I wanted to be handsome, not pretty. And that pretty face went with me for many years.
Okay, so
thank God it's gone.
So let go. Do you still have to audition?
Yes, I still audition all the time.
Okay.
I wish I didn't have to audition. I don't love the process of auditioning, but yeah, sure. I audition all the time. And, sometimes through connections or whatever, I get offered work, but it's mostly audition game. I mean, everything is so different now.
Yes.
Now that it's all sort of Wall Street and stuff, people want to make sure their investments are truly backed up and hedged. So, yeah,
that because I'm producing a bunch of films, and that's that's always a problem.
It's
but
always a problem,
Because one thing is you haven't pigeonholed yourself though, because like you actually, when I first saw you in Scary Movie, I thought, oh, he's great, he's really like funny, but really, comedy is just one little thing that you do. You actually fit into everything. You haven't pigeonholed yourself like other people have.
Yeah,
you're only stuck into one genre and one thing. You can do everything,
Good,
which is
and
really
good
good.
thing you didn't get stuck in the soap opera
world. Sure.
That
Although,
world, never get out of that world.
Yeah,
very hard to break out of it once you're
Sean
in it.
Kanan is my best friend, and he's been in soaps forever, and it's so hard to get him out. You know who Sean Kanan is?
No.
Cobra Kai?
He was.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, and he can't get out of soaps. But I think now he might be able to.
I mean, work is work, right?
Yeah, that's
work
true.
Is work.
Work.
Yeah, you know what? But you get to a point where the work, where the money doesn't matter and the work does.
Right.
And then you get old like me, and the work doesn't matter, but the money does. So it evolves. I'm in about 9 decks. Okay.
Yeah.
And none of them are getting made because nobody wants them.
Well, you're not the only one in the deck.
No, I'm not the only one. I mean, I'm in a deck with Chris Walken and some pretty big people, and the films can't get financed.
Yeah,
and because they look on the meter. Chris Walken, who's an Academy Award winner, probably one of the best actors around. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Chris Walken.
Absolutely.
And he's not a money grabber.
No.
Who is? Just Meryl Streep and Brad Pitt. Well, you can't put them in every movie, can you?
No. And, I mean, Meryl Streep is maybe good domestic, but she doesn't have a lot of foreign, and that's how these movies get made. That's how they get financed,
Yep.
It's crazy. But it's crazier to be a woman in this business than it is a man.
Name me somebody who has foreign.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Bruce Willis when he
Bruce,
was working. Will Smith is obviously, I think, still number 1 or number 2 biggest movie star in the world.
I thought he was in trouble because he smacked the guy.
Yeah,
but I
don't think that really affects his foreign value,
Yeah, I don't think so either. So wait, I have go back. So this is something I like
wait
to
a
ask
minute.
everybody.
What do they have a foreign meter?
A foreign what?
meter. Like, you know how they have the meter
He wants to
here?
know how he can
No,
tell.
it's just like all the foreign finance companies. They, when you go to them to try to get money, they give you lists of people that will get you XYZ and people that won't. And you'd be very surprised. It's the same names on the same lists all the time, and people that you love and think, how could they not be valuable? They're just like, nope. At the time I was making Clover, I think the only woman that had foreign value was Charlize Theron.
Really?
Yeah, you're not going to get her. Well, not in
And that's because she's
not unless you got a really big budget.
She's a good actress, but she's not a great actress. She's a great beauty who can act. I love Charlize Theron.
Me too.
But my number on the American meter, I think, is 5,700,000.
Yeah, right. So wait, I want to ask a question. I actually have two questions. The first question is just out of curiosity: do you collect action figures since you like Star Wars? Do you have an action figure collection?
I actually do. Yes is the answer. I collect everything. I'm a hoarder, and I've always been a collector, and I love tchotchkes and all that stuff. So
I have a huge action figure collection. So now the second question: has Funko Pop made a Funko of you from any of your characters?
They haven't yet, but I work with a company called Bootleg as Fuck, if I can say that word.
Yeah,
on
you can
here.
say it.
Of course
And, yeah, Bootleg as Fuck. Everybody check them out on Instagram. And we make merch from action, sort of silly action figures from movies I've been in. Like we have a scary movie, we have the pubic hair, and we have the ketchup, and we have a hot dog, and then House of Wax, we have a melted face, and kids, we have a condom.
Oh my
And,
god, that is so cool!
Yeah. So
I love all that stuff. So I collect, and I have action figures from anybody who comes on the show. If they have an action figure, after they come on the show, I go out and add it to my collection.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a big record collector. I have probably more records than anything in this world. But yeah.
Okay, so then here's the
But
question.
you have a phonograph to play them on?
Yes, I do. I have 7.
He's a DJ. You got to remember, he's a
Oh,
DJ.
I forgot.
So he has
Of
to.
course, you have all those.
So what kind of
records.
music do you like to spin? That was a new question I wasn't thinking of asking. But like, what kind of music do you like to actually play, or what do you listen to a lot? Like, do you listen to like 80s music or nowadays music, or what do you like to spin?
Well, it depends on the gig. I play everything: jazz, funk, soul, disco. Obviously 80s, 90s, big hip hop guy, 90s house, a little bit of, more modern stuff. But yeah, I kind of live in the jazz, funk, soul, disco world.
Me too. That's my spot.
We're
Yeah.
actually friends with a lot of.
I never left disco.
So I'm a publicist for my everyday while I'm trying to raise money, and so some of my clients are like CeCe Peniston. I used to work with PM Dawn,
Of which
Wow.
I could say I have on film CeCe Peniston and I dancing together to find a lead.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I work with a lot of
CeCe and I
rock stars,
really were at it.
We-
I
we-
love
That was a
CeCe.
big record. That was a big record.
And CeCe is probably one of the most delicious women I've ever met.
We have a
She's
whole bunch.
lovely,
So I'm big into
lovely
music.
girl.
So I got named Best Music Entertainment Publicist in the United States. So like I'm really
Wow.
big into it.
Oh,
all.
yay for you.
So
That's
I'll
awesome.
give you a bagel with
yeah,
cream
that's
cheese.
okay. So here's what I want to ask though then. Okay, so this is what I ask all the actors. You probably heard it on The Last Guy if you were there. Bucket list. So you've already worked with fucking everybody on the planet. Male and female actor that you have never worked with that you would like to work with. And then if you could have been in any movie ever made in history, and the actor could be living or dead, and if you could be in any movie ever made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Okay. All right. Let's see. Actor or actress, living or dead, or actor and actress?
Actor and actress,
Living or dead. Even dead.
I would very much have liked to work with Dick Miller.
Who?
Dick Miller. Wow.
Who's
Nobody's
that?
ever picked Dick Miller.
Dick Miller?
Yeah.
Why don't I know that name?
He's
my kind of actor. And I
he's-
met him when I was a kid, and he was great. And I went up to him and I said, "You're," and he said, "I'm Dick Miller. I'm in everything." And I just love that about him. And, you know, it would have been fun
I
to
don't know who he is when he sees a picture of him.
Because I'm not familiar. I know everybody.
He's the neighbor in Gremlins.
The neighbor in
Yeah,
Gremlins.
with this picture,
He was in all like Roger Corman movies, and he's in like all of Joe Dante's movies.
I'm
He's
sure.
the gun store owner in Terminator. He's in like, you know, I don't know, 1,000 movies maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I see him, I'll know. Next, go on.
So I'm going to throw Dick Miller in there. This is a controversial one, but I would very much like to have been in a Woody Allen movie. And I guess it's not too late, but
No, it's not.
you know, but I love Woody Allen, and I had the chance to audition for him once for a movie, but yeah, I would love to have worked with Woody Allen. Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is another one.
Good.
Oh, I
Very
would
good.
love to also. I
Yeah.
love Brooks, and I loved his wife, who I met in New York City, Annie, and she was, Jesus Christ, the most.
That's a good one, though. Nobody's ever picked Mel Brooks either.
No,
or Dick
but I
Miller.
thought Anne Bancroft was like going to make me coffee and cake
Aw.
in the subway. You know,
Yeah.
she was that kind of woman. You met her, and she was just the nicest, most down to earth, funny lady.
Okay, so hang on. What movie would you have liked to have
Songbirds.
been in?
I would have liked to have been in Taxi Driver,
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
That's a good
and I would have liked to have been in any Cassavetes movie.
Wow.
Yes.
That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
And I'm going to go with actress. I'm going to go with Jenna Rollins.
Oh yes,
Wow,
yes,
great
yes.
one.
She
Yeah.
lived right down the road from us, and I always wanted to go in her development to meet her, but I never did. I'm a fan of Jenna Rollins for years.
Very
She's-
good
yeah.
picks, though, and very different. Like, they're very
Yeah, very
different
good.
than what other people
Yeah.
pick. I love them.
Listen,
I love them.
listen. I have to tell you something. Like your father, I'll be like your father. Men that are not attractive cover their faces with hair.
He's going to tell you
Now,
ditch
wait
your
a
beard.
second. If you shave,
You only have a
that-
minute, so hurry up.
if you shave, that Shane and Punham, it's going to sparkle like there's no tomorrow. Get rid of the beard. It looks seedy. It looks like you didn't shower. It's taking away from your handsome Yiddish face. Do me a favor. Shave already.
Okay, you got it.
You guys, so listen
You're
up.
too
Follow-
handsome to cover
can-
it with a beard.
As
You guys-
soon as I'm done with this interview, I'm going to shave.
Does your fiance like the beard?
She likes the beard unless it gets too long, then she doesn't like it.
Because then it hurts.
Yeah. Well, you know.
No, it hurts.
does.
You have
Oh.
a dirty mind. You have a filthy mind.
All right, so hang on. We're out of time. We're out of time. So listen up, you guys. You can follow John on
John.
Instagram. He's the real John Abrahams, and it's John Jon.
That's right.
Please, if you want to go meet him, he's going to be at the Rocky Mountain Nightmares in Denver, Colorado. You
No,
can just-
Nightmares in Colorado. It's the name has changed.
Oh, Nightmares
in Colorado.
Nightmares in Colorado with Tommy Brunswick. John, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. You've been a great guest. We've had
Thank
a lot
you,
of fun.
And John,
Yes.
had I had a son, I wish he would have been like you.
Oh, Ron.
I mean that.
Thank
I
you so
honestly
much.
mean that. I have two daughters, but if I had a son, I would have liked you to be my son.
And I have a couple of
Your
movies.
father
that
has
I'm-
to be very proud of you.
I have
You're
some-
wait, hang on, I'm talking. You're a clean-cut, good guy, decent, no dope addict, screwed up shit face. You're a nice Hamish.
and we wish you all the luck and everything.
Yes,
And I'm also
going to push you whenever I can.
we're going to push
And if you ever
too.
see Michelle Doherty, please tell her about me.
I'm gonna tell her to come on the show.
Absolutely.
Oh, please,
And, we're,
yes,
and I'm
yes,
producing a
yes.
bunch of films, and if I get financing, I will reach out to you.
Please
Yes,
do.
I love it.
I
we
love
may
to
be
work.
working together.
Absolutely. All right. Good luck with everything. Have a great weekend, and thanks for coming on the show.
You guys
Bye.
are the best. Thank you so much. Have a
Bye.
good weekend.
You were terrific.
Bye. See you guys. All right, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
John.
Enjoy. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix, it's another episode. Here we go, the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.